Hello tacticians, if you are here looking for the Extremis campaign event for the Tau Empire, then you are in the right place. I do have another video for the standard event, so it should be over there somewhere. As always, thank you to everyone who supports the channel, whether it's through subscribing with that button below, or use my friend code, as it really does help me out. And for every 1,000 subs, we get new character codes, so really it's a win-win. And talking about winning, let's get on with the campaign. The Extremis missions are very similar to the standard ones, with the one exception that you now cannot borrow characters. You have to use your own, and the 3 are still needed. So with this, you're basically on your own. But the ideology behind them is exactly the same, and as long as you have them geared up, they shouldn't be an issue. You'll hear me saying this a lot if you're watching all of these, but the real key to winning these is Isaak. His summons just make everything so much easier. And of course, things like the Baron Hypermorph and Zybeer being able to bring in extra are also very helpful. So where you can, obviously target as many as you can to get rid of any troublesome characters and march on up. I've got a funny feeling this is slightly different, as to be honest, I honestly thought I could get the Wing Prime into combat with him in the first turn last time, but not so here. Now we've got to be careful. Zybeer's just died because of all the attacks. Now she should, in theory, come back, but we don't want to kill all of the enemy first. So let's see what happens. There you go. There she is. Extremis 3B is probably the last bonus mission that most of us will be able to complete without having a full complement of Diamond 3 characters. So the idea is the same, with Isaak summoning everyone, target those summoners and las cannons if you can, and just move up. Now, if there are enough summons on the field, you'll see that they always get targeted. It's not the end of the world if they die, and to be honest, if your Genestealer cultists die, it's not the end of the world, because they should come back and do just what we saw. The one you do have to be careful about is the Winged Prime. Make sure you put him on one side like that, and he should stay fairly safe. And always summon in where you can, and try and kill those on low health first, as that's just going to mean less shots. Also remember, if you can put Judd in a position where he is going to get a shot, then obviously, she is going to get that return fire as well. But here you can see it's easily completed. Mission 4 allows us again to have the full complement of attackers and summoners, so make the most of it. And if you need to sacrifice a person to basically get rid of those las cannon shots, it is worthwhile, as obviously they're going to respawn. And as you saw, I nearly lost Zybeer, but she just survived in there. Then all your troops will basically resummon themselves, and clearing up is easy. Mission 5 only allows you to have 4 characters, so my choice again is Isaak over the Wing Prime. Move forward and buff where you can. The Tau will move forward themselves and shoot, but there will still be a lot on Overwatch. But because of that infiltrate from the Genestealers, they're not going to shoot, and they should tie up a few. However, you may still need to move in range of 1 or 2 of them, just so you can then get that summon off with Isaak. Then, because Judd is in a good position, there's those 3 Tau next to each other. I use the ability of the Heroic Fusillade to go down and shoot all 3. And if you're lucky, they might shoot at Judd one more time and get that return fire, but not this time. But with 1 turn left, your summons and your characters who have got ranged attacks can easily mop this up. Mission 6 is up against Ray Vass, and I've tried this a couple of ways, but the most reliable does seem to be sending the Tyrant Guard into harm's way and then healing him up. To be honest, you probably just want to complete it with the usual 3 that you need and then send in a better team, but let's see how far we get. The important thing is that Overwatch has been spent, and that means we can send in Judd to kill everyone. Now, do we use mind control? It says taunted, not suppressed. We might need that against Ray Vass to get into combat with him next turn. We'll see. So you saw our troops running in, a bunch of them got shot, they get resummoned, and they move again, which is a kind of neat interaction. Now, the other thing, I'm not sure what's going to happen, is if we taunt Ray Vass onto Judd, like so, can he still, no, shoot the Tyrant Guard? So let's get rid of the drone, and we need to heal up. So, or, better idea, summon in the Aberrant Hypermorph to give Ray Vass a bop on the head. The Aberrant Hypermorph is quite strong. Let's continue. We've only got this turn. We need to kill both of these. So are we going to get a lucky fleet? No. But we still have Judd and Holland to kill this guy. Maybe? Yeah. Mission 7 is Overwatch United. But the Tyrant Guard is a tough cookie. So he can even stand on barbed wire and get Overwatch shot 4 times. Don't do that with any other of the Genestealer cults, or indeed Tyranids. It won't end so happily. Heal him up. Move to here. We get another shot. And how are we going to do this? Let's hit this one. And Zybeer can hit this one. And Judd will finish that one off. So there'll be a shot against Judd, who will move and shoot back and then die, unfortunately. But, as I always said, you've got more in the wings. We'll... Oh, I really want to bring in the Aberrant Hypermorph, but I think healing Judd to make sure he's got that extra health and using his Heroic Fusillade here is probably the better option. And then we're just going to go in and kill this very silly Tau on the barbed wire. 1 turn left and 1 Tau left. I don't think you need Holland's degree in medical studies to see how this is going to work. Mission 8 is, again, checking that you've got the right stuff to go further. I summon the Aberrant Hypermorph on the barbed wire. Chances are he's going to die, but if you want to try and do it in one go, I think this is the way to do it. There you go, he's dead. And he comes back here. Now, over here you've got a nice cluster of 4, which you can use Judd's active ability to kill most of them. And he survived. Never mind. But we can go forward and poke him. Zybeer moves forward and does nothing. So from this point, we can attack to kill these 2. And you've got Judd, who's already on the barbed wire, who can, maybe, hang on, who we can heal to give a damage bonus. And then he can kill the last Tau. Mission 9 is yet another gear check. make sure you put Judd in the long grass, or Zybeer, one of the two anyway. And whoever's not in the long grass, I put Judd there so he's the closest. He's going to survive one hit, but if they hit him twice, he'll die. But by moving this way, you'll see that they target Holland. Okay. And Judd dies after 2 shots, but he took 1 with him. We're going to move here and summon in the Aberrant Hypermorph. And then Judd can use his Heroic Fusillade against these 3, not quite killing any of them. Brilliant. Let's target the Tau. And the rest, we get there. There is a lot of RNG here. They might not target Holland, they might not, but you should be fine. As long as you're at max level for these characters. Mission 10, we're bringing in the Wing Prime again to use its Alpha Warrior to summon in more Hormagaunts, as, quite frankly, you need a lot of summons on this mission. Holland can move across, he'll get shot once, and then he'll summon in his Aberrant Hypermorph, and Zybeer should be able to finish off the one in the trench. That leaves Judd free to go here. I'm thinking one of these two will end up shooting him and he'll end up going towards them. Maybe I should have put him on the barbed wire, but he probably would have died there. Decided to move away instead. Brilliant. Now, we've got some very juicy targets to take care of. With Judd, we can target this Tau here and kill a bunch of them. And the Wing Prime can jump to the top to take that one to lunch. Judd and Zybeer. Oh, we got 2 actually. Didn't see the drone. Let's finish him off with the Wing Prime. And then the drone should be finished by everyone else. Mission 11 is up against Show Sill and is the final epic mission. And unsurprisingly, it's the Tyranid Prime along with the Alpha Warrior, which are going to steal the show. As, quite frankly, I think all the other Genestealer cultists are going to get shot and killed. But we kind of want that. Summoning everyone with Isaak. And also bring in the Aberrant Hypermorph. And with Judd, try and do your best against these 3. Now, as I said, all the Genestealer cults are going to get shot at and probably killed, but we've got plenty in the wings, so to speak. They all come back, dealing all the damage to the Tau that are left, and all we need to do is kill off Show Sill, and we've got plenty of time to do it. Mission 12 is the first legendary mission where you can go to Diamond 3. So if you've already got those Diamond 3 characters, you'll find this really easy for a bit. If you don't, like me, I've only got Zybeer at Diamond, the other 2 at Gold 1. It is a bit more tricky, but as you can see, it's still very doable at this early stage. I'm healing up Zybeer, get rid of the Kroot if I can. Making sure Judd is, somewhere that he can be hit because of that ability to return fire. Heal up Judd and kill the last Kroot with the help of Zybeer. On mission 13, you're given the advantage of the high ground. But since we're bringing in Isaak and we're summoning everything, it doesn't really matter too much. Isaak here, as you can see, is Diamond 1. The summoners, in particular, of the Genestealer cults are very good, so I'm probably going to have to work on Holland at some point. But not today. Everyone gets summoned back after their death. Genestealer cultists are great for that reason. And it's a case of using Judd's active to finish off these last few. And at the bottom, we've got Isaak, Holland, and Zybeer. Mission 14, you are again going to need as many summons as possible. There's a lot of tower there, but there's some trenches which we can make use of as well. So that really does kind of even things out. Because there's a couple of town next to each other, I thought I'd use the Heroic Fusillade and try and kill a recruit in the town next to him, which I do with Isaak IS help. And I bring in the Aberrant Hypermorph to attack the one down here. Now, ideally, get those Tau into combat because it gives them that close combat weakness, which really does help out the rest of the mission. I will admit, from doing all this, I'm being quite impressed with Judd, and I may need to level her up a bit more. Heal up to give that bonus damage, and then we can use the Heroic Fusillade and kill off the final one. On mission 15, we are actually on the lower ground, so we do want to try and make progress onto the upper ground so we don't have a massive disadvantage, and obviously the best way to do that is with summons. So do as you always do and move forward. You've got to watch out for the barbed wire as well. You don't want to be on that for too long if you can help it. Now, with their upper ground advantage, they will get rid of a bunch of our characters, but they, in this case, all summon back down on the lower part of the map. There are a few places you can push up on the left, right and middle, but in the middle, I say middle, you do have that barbed wire to contend with, so push where you can. Then I use Judd's ability to nearly kill off the last two, but we've got plenty of time, so we just push forward, let the Tau have their final turn, and Judd seals the deal. On mission 16, we have the upper ground, so we just need to push forward so we can get in range of those recruit and attack. And yes, some of our troops will die just because they move and there is that overwatch, but I'd rather they die than the characters. Push forward with a Wing Prime, obviously can't summon in his Alpha Warrior just yet, and Judd can go in with that amazing Heroic Fusillade to kill a bunch as well. The Tau surge forward, stepping on those decoys, which can kill them if you're lucky and they've taken a little bit of damage. Our troops come back, and, well, it's a done deal. Well, there is one left at the bottom there, which I didn't see, but I don't think he's going to have much chance against the might of the Genestealer cults. And again, we need to now push up the map. And using the Wing Prime, you can summon in the Alpha Warrior, which will summon that Hormigant next to that Tau with the Overwatch, which certainly helps when you want to use Holland here to bring in that Aberrant Hypermorph, or if you use Isaak to go that way and summon in the troops as well. Either is a good use. Now, as always, those troops do get shot because they decide to run into those rifles for some weird reason. Probably the Overmind taking control of them. And on this one, they do have Darkstrider. So this is a character who is limited in its uses, but he is needed for the Lucius event with a close combat weakness track. So if you want to farm him, at least you've now got the opportunity to. Anyway, back to this mission. We carry on pushing up with the Winged Prime. And we use that Judd's ability to try and kill the drone and the tank next to it and finish him off with Isaak there. Heal up, which is probably something I could have done beforehand. Darkstrider comes streaming in, stepping on some booby traps, which is always nice to see. And we can just charge up and finish him off with a Wing Prime and Zybeer. Mission 18 is against the Battlesuits, and these guys are kind of tough cookies for the Genestealer cults, as their armour is slightly higher. So Zybeer is actually very good, or you can just pelt them with a bunch of small arms fire and they eventually go down. But if you haven't got the Wing Prime, then, you know, if you've got the Patermine or the Neurothrope, they would be brilliant to bring in as well. I put Judd at the top because of that ability to be shot at, that dodge and return fire. Doesn't do much damage, unfortunately, as my Judd is only gold 1, but the whole point is just to distract the Tau for that second so that all my summons can come up and, well, do a number on them. And as you can see, even with the Heroic Fusillade, he doesn't do much damage against the Tau. It does require everything putting damage into these characters to take them down. It's kind of a shame we don't have a stealth suit for the characters we can collect, but maybe that'll be something that we get in the future. Mission 19, I've put the Wing Prime forward, although after I'd done this, I really thought I probably should have used the Tyrant Guard instead, as, well, it would be better all around, to be honest. Summon in with Isaak, as always, and move up with everyone else. Zybeer can use her range to attack the 2 on the right. Now, obviously, the Tau will come in and, as always, target your summons first, but don't be too surprised if they target your characters as well. I move up with Zybeer to kill 1. I was hoping wouldn't go that far and I'd actually summon in another one, but never mind. And then I summoned in the Alpha Warrior, which again could have just been done by moving up the Wing Prime. Move up, summon in some more, and the Tau suits have got this interesting ability where they can teleport, a bit like how Shadow Sun does, and that can put them in some awkward situations. So this turn was spent basically moving into position to kill the one at the top and getting a better position for one at the bottom, but then I realised I had Judd's special ability, which didn't do much damage because Judd is still only gold 1 against these diamond troops, so I locked it in place with Zybeer's active. The close combat weakness basically means the Tau's not going to do much damage and we can finally finish it off. Mission 20, I'm using the Tyrant Guard, as quite frankly he takes all the shots and he's hardly even injured, but I do have him at Diamond 2, so that certainly helps. Then summon in everyone to attack the Tau where possible, preferably getting a kill if you can, but all of this is random with those summons, so if you're lucky, well done. I wasn't. I got a couple of crits there with Judd because, only gold 1 and still doing that much damage is pretty good. And Zybeer finishes off 1 stealth suit. So the Tau have their go, focusing on those summons as always. And Judd again proving that gold 1 isn't always great because even on a barbed wire didn't quite kill off a normal Tau. So you need those crits with Judd. Zybeer finishes 1 off. And I move on to the decoy to give Judd a bit of a buff, but again not much damage on the Tau. The Tyrant Guard moves up to give him a bit of a beating to the stealth suit. And so does the Aberrant Hypermorph. It also means they can't really go that far without getting away from our troops. So all that's left is 1 lonely Tau, and for some reason I put Judd in first, but we finish it off with Isaak. So on this mission 21, I did actually bring in the Tyrant Guard, as it can quite happily tank all of those shots. Judd comes in, does a few shots, and of course summon in everything that you can to try and finish off the couple that are weaker. Now, of course, you have no real control over what these cultists do, so sometimes they're absolutely stupid and do nothing. I'm going to heal up Zybeer, the reason being that I'll give her a boost to her damage to make sure that drone dies. And then the Tau have their go, basically shooting my weaker troops and killing them in one go. Again, I need to level them up. But then my summoners, who are bringing in their summons, which are a decent level, at least do some damage in return. Basically moving away with Holland, as again, he's only gold 1, and heal up to let Isaak do extra damage. The Tyrant Guard comes up and uses his active ability to keep that 1 stealth suit in place. Takes quite a lot of damage there, so we're going to have to heal him up. Use the heroic fusillade on one Tau suit, doing virtually nothing, but Zybeer comes to the rescue and finishes it off. Again, heal. We're trying to keep this Tyrant Guard alive, as whoever's next to him does get the large target defense, and if he doesn't move, there's an additional protection as well. But we're down to one last Tau stealth suit. We just need to finish him off like that. Mission 22, we're up against Shadow Sun and friends again, and well, I'm not sure I can complete it with these characters in the time required, as to be honest, my Judd and Holland, well, they're getting one shot now, so it's starting to get a bit tricky, even when I am relying on all of the summons. So, well, let's see how this goes. So, yes, I am still relying on all the summons, and a bunch of them die, unfortunately. Let's see if we can do some damage. No, and it's no point me sending Judd forward, as, to be honest, he's just going to die in one shot. Wow, even Isaak died in one shot there. Okay, well, let's put the health buff on Isaak and send the Wing Prime up to summon in here. And let's kill this one off. Now, Isaak does have the health buff. If I do this, let's kill this one. Let's hope that they... Actually, if we put him up, we might, even though he's not going to do enough damage, oh, nice crit, he might get distracted and save Isaak. Okay, well, we can live with that. He now needs to run away, and she needs to put herself into danger. Okay, if we do this... Oh. It's... Okay. And summoning the Aberrant Hypermorph. Kill the drone. Oh, this is the last turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So we managed to complete it. Let's see if we can do it as a lightning victory. So I've brought in my Tyranids, which I've got leveled up, and I'm hoping that this is going to be enough to get through this in the 3 turns we need. And the Nearthrope hitting him and summoning in means that this Fire Warrior won't be able to fire Overwatch. We're not going to put Isaak up here. He'll get shot, and it's really not worthwhile. A Flea, which is always a shame, and I can't get Zybeer anywhere. Yeah. Okay, so all of my Gene Stealer cultists have died once. The question is, can we kill enough of these guys to get it complete in 2 more turns? Down to 3, it's looking good. Where's Shadow Sun going? Against the Tyrant Guard, okay. Nearthrope can hit there. We should be able to kill him with a winged. It's all down to Zybeer. Can we get a crit? We got a crit. My characters are really starting to struggle. Gold 1 isn't really cutting it at this level. But let's see how far we can push through. I've been close a few times. And it all depends on this initial, how my troops do against the Kroot. Yeah, if we go here, and then we can attack the Kroot. And use Judd's heroic fusillade against this one to kill that one off as well. This one hasn't got the debuff, so let's... That was a misclick. It was supposed to go against the Tau. Never mind. Zybeer has to focus against the stealth suits, and Isaak can quite happily take care of Recruit on his own. The problem is really the stealth suits are very tough indeed. Let's get you in the trench to protect you. Now, they're all at the top. This is kind of good. Can we kill one off? Yes. Can we kill a second? We're not in the right places, are we, people? Judd for the win. As this is on the test server, I've now boosted everyone up to Diamond 1. As well, I couldn't do this with my own characters. So let's see how this fares. So first, let's summon in our cultists. And then I'm going to move up the Wing Prime to summon in the Hormigant against the Las Cannon. That does a lot of damage. Last Zybeer goes up and heals Zybeer. To be honest, this is already feeling much better, as I just don't have to worry about Judd or Holland just dying. So we'll heal up Judd, and he should be able to take care of this one. Yep. And we just need to finish. Ooh, I've got 2 down here. Didn't realise that. Ah, there we go. Not a problem. We'll start off by placing a summon here, which will summon in, effectively turning off this Las Cannon. So we should be safe to move Isaak up and then summon in the rest of the troops. We'll heal up Judd, who will then shoot at the Las Cannon. Got a crit there, that's always nice. Oh, and a nice move forward there as well. That's always nice to see. Gets us over the barbed wire. And in fact, are we lucky enough? We can actually target all of these in one go. Like that. Another reason why having those diamond characters, just to make things that little bit easier. And we'll summon in the Baron Hypermorph as well. Let's kill the one at the top. Zybeer, hopefully. There we go, finish that one off with Isaak. And then Holland can claim the last kill. On mission 26 and the 2 bonus missions in the legendary one, you're basically needing Diamond 3 characters. And I try to gear all of my walkthroughs so that at least there's an achievable rank which people can get to follow the walkthroughs. Diamond 3 I don't believe is the same. I think Snowprint have gone too far on this, so you require those Diamond 3 characters. For those of you who managed to do it with less than Diamond 3, please let me know. But I am a little bit upset with that seeming to be the expected level for these missions. Diamond 1 I could deal with, but requiring Diamond 3 I just think is a little bit too much. I'm sorry if I've let you down. I'm also sorry that Snowprint has let us down by having this sort of requirement. I am going to call this walkthrough done. And for those of you looking for the walkthrough for 26 plus, by all means, leave a message below. And if there's enough of you, I will push my characters up to Diamond 3 on the test server. And I'll figure it out for you. If you like these videos, then it would be much appreciated if you at least think about using my friend code, as it really does help me out. Or if you or your guilds are looking for a new home, please reach out to any of the guilds shown, as we'll always welcome new people into our midst. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the battlefield.